Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 2 p.m. here in Baltimore, Maryland. I almost forgot what state we were in because I'm so used to saying Illinois. But we're in Maryland at the Believe in the Run headquarters. It's time for another live stream. Today is Thursday, July 20th, 2023. And here in the studio, I'm not at my home studio. I'm in the Believe in the Run podcast studio, and I have here with me Meaghan J. Murray. Welcome, Meaghan. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me on. This is fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is your third hour of podcasting for today, or is it your second hour?
Just second hour.
Okay, so I know you've been doing a lot of this already, so thanks. I know it's a really busy day as well. Why don't you tell everyone what's going on today? Thomas went over it a little bit yesterday, but in case people weren't here.
Yeah, because people are tuning in now that I'm on. They were not worried about Thomas.
Yeah.
No, today is our third stop of the ASICS Summer Hydration Tour here in Baltimore. It's also / the Summer Grit Party. So a bunch of people from ASICS are going to be here. Mm-hmm. We're going to do a little 3-mile run, test out a bunch of scratch products, and then go have some beverages at Mobtown Brewing.
And there will be pizza?
There will be pizza. Pizza and beers.
All right. Well, before we get too much further into it, let's say hi to everyone listening on the podcast on the audio-only version. Hopefully you're having a good run out there, everybody. And if you're anywhere like Baltimore, it's humid and it's hot. Take it easy. Because it was hot. We went for a run this morning.
We did.
A bunch of us did. It was fun, as always, but it was hot.
We were all complaining a little bit. I think we were all a little tired. And
that's true.
It's hot, and
But we survived. We made it through. And then let's also say hi to everyone that's watching this later, but not live. You guys are watching the #1 running live stream that takes place in someone else's studio.
Look at that title.
Yeah, but it's #1. Name one that's better.
No, you can't.
That's all right. That's right. So we're #1.
#1.
All right. Let's see who we got in the chat here. We got Leona, who says, looking forward to listening to Meaghan and Mike on the #1 podcast to listen to while gardening.
Oh.
So every day we do a different, very obscure thing, depending on what kind of thing people are already doing, and then just have this on in the background.
Okay.
So that's
I like
kind of
that.
our thing that we do every day. All right. Sean Devlin's here. He says, hey, everyone riding the bike that goes nowhere again today as I continue to rest the foot. Looking forward to this live stream. All right.
Dude, props to you because that's not fun.
Yeah. But you've spent a lot of time on the bike before.
Yeah, and an indoor trainer. I mean, I did that one triathlon, half Ironman.
Yeah. You know what? I always wanted to ask you about that is that afterwards, they offered you a spot at Kona or something like that?
Worlds.
Worlds?
Yeah.
Isn't that at Kona? Is that different than what's at Kona?
No, this one was somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, I don't.
Oh, it was the year where it was different. It was in a different spot. Or are they moving it now? I don't know.
I think Kona is only for the Ironman full.
Oh, okay.
I think the half Ironman does things differently. You're talking to someone who knows absolutely nothing about this.
Okay.
Other than I know if you make it in the top 3 spots of your age group, then you get invited to Worlds, which is why I got that invite.
Okay. I just adjusted your audio a little bit because everyone's saying that you're a little bit quiet. Can you hear yourself okay?
I sound fine.
Okay. All right. Maddie Mac was saying can't hear Meaghan as well as he can hear me. So hopefully that works. Should I just
start yelling?
No, I think to continue to do what you're doing. Okay. Like I told you before we started, I'm terrible at the audio part. And so everyone usually lets me know. One time we did a live stream and I went 10 minutes because I didn't have the right device selected. And so they were just listening to me, seeing me talk, but not hearing anything. Mac had to text me and be like, hey, by the way, no one can hear you and you've been going for 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. That's amazing, though.
I'm surprised people have stuck around.
Yeah, because they love you. That's a compliment.
All right. All right. Matcha says Meaghan sounds fixed, so thanks. All right, cool.
Nailed it.
Yeah, you nailed it. All right, so today we went for, how long was the run that we did today?
Together we did 6.
Okay.
I did a few before. You did before and after. How many did you end up with?
A little over 10.
Okay. I was a little over 10 too.
Okay. And that's part of your training getting ready for your next big marathon?
Yes.
How's the training going?
The training's going very well.
Okay. You sounded very confident in that.
Okay. Well, it is going very well. And I'm hitting all of the paces for all my workouts. I have a new coach now, Andrew Castor, who's amazing and I love. It's the travel and this tour have made running feel a little bit harder.
Yeah.
but still getting it all in. So
Okay.
feel pretty good about that.
What, like, are you counting it by weeks, or like weeks away from Chicago, or like how are you measuring where you are in terms of how far from Chicago you are?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't even know what day it is, other than you announced it in the beginning of this podcast.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have that same problem too. I usually don't know the day.
Yeah.
But when I make the live stream, I type it at the top.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
That's what keeps you on track.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know. But like, I'm just trying to figure out like what kind of like is your mileage now? Where are you going to peak? Like how like is that structured?
You know, these are questions for Andrew, my coach, probably.
Okay.
But I will tell you, we started like with base training at like 50 to 60 miles. I'm now up to around 70.
Okay.
I have no idea where we're going to peak at.
Okay. All right.
TBD.
Do you think, I think I'm getting this, I've talked to Andrew Castor a couple of times. I'm getting the sense that he doesn't know yet either, probably. He's going to see how you respond, I think, to these couple weeks.
I do think he was maybe not pushing me too hard as we first got started, especially with the mileage. And because I seem to be responding well, he seems to be like, all right, let's keep going, ramp this up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think that has anything to do with the last person he coached with Believe in the Run was Robbie? Because Robbie didn't handle the mileage that well, I think.
No, I don't think he did. Maybe.
I think Robbie would be a hard person to coach.
Because he breaks?
Yeah, like I just don't know. Like I wouldn't know how to write a training plan for. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm as good as Andrew, so if I can't figure it out, Andrew Castor can figure it out. But like, I think sometimes, like I know there's a much like faster time in there for him.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get it out of him.
Yeah.
You know, so
I don't
I guess
either.
Andrew Castor didn't. All right. Here's a question from Frank. It's the big question that I feel like everyone here wants to know.
I'm ready for it.
Are you trying to OTQ at Chicago?
That is the Moonshot goal, yes.
Okay. Why do you call it a moonshot?
I mean, there's 10 minutes for me to drop in one season, which I've technically done it before, but now that the times get faster, it seems quite a bit harder to nail those.
But you're hitting your paces now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I just ran a 10K at what's supposed to be my marathon pace, and I thought I was dying.
Okay. But it was hot that day.
It was hot.
Yeah.
It was hilly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I get that. But you know, those mental, it's hard to think, oh, I'll be able to hold this pace for 26.2 when I was struggling for 6.2.
Yeah. But you know what though? Like at the same time, like I did a threshold work, like mile repeats the other day. And I'm like, I kind of know what I've been doing it a lot by effort. And so I'm like, all right, this is kind of what these mile repeats should feel like. And then later I go look at the times, and the times are not that far off from my like marathon PR time. And I'm thinking like, oh, I don't know that I could do that for 26.2, even though I did it.
Right.
Like 3 months ago,
Right.
or maybe 5 months ago at
Yeah.
this point, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just feel like there's such a gap between like what you feel like you could do for 26.2 and then what you can do when you get fit to that level.
No, I totally agree. I think it's just when you're like, especially when we're training through the summer and it's hot and it's humid and you physically can't hit the paces that you could in cooler weather, but it's hard to mentally like say, oh yeah, this is just because of where I am right now in this weather and this will translate to a faster time. Like I know that's how it works, but it's just hard to have that confidence right now.
What do you think will give you that confidence? Like, what are you hoping comes down the pike in terms of the training plan where you can build that?
I mean, I think Andrew does a really good job of explaining to me, like, here's why we're doing these workouts. And then also when I ran the 10K and it wasn't really the time I wanted, he's like, well, here are the reasons why. And you're still hitting all these other paces. And he gives me great feedback on all of my workouts. So I think just continuing to build what we're doing just over the next month and 2 months, whatever we have. We'll do it.
Do you feel like, and this will probably be the last question to pepper you with about the OTQ.
It's fine. You can do it.
Do you feel like your goals would be very different if the trials were, say, in 2 years or 1 year from now and not next February?
What do you mean would my goals be different? Like, would I just be trying to chip off 5 minutes versus 10?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. And I know it's like, it is maybe a little ridiculous to try and go for it all right now, but it's also kind of like, what do I have to lose other than I don't hit it?
Yeah. When else
Yeah.
will you have these kinds of opportunities and chances? I mean, you seem to be, you've got momentum, you know?
Yeah. So. And if, I mean, it doesn't happen this time, I'm not saying I can't do it in 4 years. I'm 35.
Okay.
Look at Kira D'Amato. Look at Sarah Hall.
Yeah. Did you see her post-race, Kira D'Amato's post-race interview?
I don't think so.
They were asking her, like, is she going to come back? Like, they asked her a bunch of questions. And, it's, it's that post-race interview where you're, like, you can't breathe yet.
Right.
You haven't even,
you're, like delirious.
You haven't even, like, said hi to any of your, like, people yet. And they're like, are you going to come back? And she's like, well, I hope it's great. Maybe I could bring my family. I saw a kangaroo, and hopefully I'll be able to see a koala and try some Tim Tams. And I feel like I was watching like the live because it was in Australia, like it was a convenient time for me to just like tune into the live stream. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't understand why this isn't a bigger story. Like, where are the boxes of Tim Tams showing up to Kira D'Amato's house? I just feel like that was pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
But I was hoping you saw that. All right. There was another question up here earlier. Let me see. But I don't remember. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. But I remember generally what it is. It's about your watch. What watch are you wearing these days?
Oh, the Koros Apex.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just the straight old.
The regular Apex?
Yeah.
But it's Apex 2 or Apex the first one?
These are questions. Does it tell me on here?
I don't know.
Apex, nope, just says Apex 42 mm.
Okay, so maybe it's version 1.
Yeah.
How much do you look at your watch when you're running?
When I'm doing like really fast repeats, like anything under a mile, I check it just because I don't know how any of that's supposed to feel when I'm trying to hit certain paces.
Yeah.
If I'm doing marathon pace workouts, I try specifically not to look at it too much, just because I really feel like marathon pace should be an effort that feels somewhat sustainable.
Yeah.
And trying to hit a pace that's either too slow or too fast doesn't make sense.
Yeah. All right. That makes sense. Let's switch gears a little bit and then talk a little about kind of like this building, since we're here for like the grit party.
Yeah.
And I remember this is my third one that I'm attending. And I remember the first one was like a grit. You guys always slash the party. It's like a grit party slash like office like opening like kind of thing.
You're right. Yeah.
And then this year it's like, well, you said it was the hydration tour slash grit party.
Yes.
Thomas earlier called it
the grit party slash
hydration.
Of course he did.
But going back to that, like, how long was it in the works that you guys were going to have like this space?
It was never like a plan to really like buy a building per se. When we used to work from an office that was shared, then we moved into another shared space right before the pandemic hit, and it wasn't working. Like, we were trying to record videos, and there was like a shared wall, and there was like people, and it was just like, it was kind of a mess. And so once the pandemic hit, then we stopped working in the co-working space, and we were doing everything from the house, and it was just too much like to do from our house. And so we were just looking around at real estate, and this building happened to be up for sale. And we were like, the space was already built out like this. Like, we're in a room that looks like it was made for a podcast room. And like, there's a little studio in the back, and there was an office space upstairs. And it was just kind of like the perfect situation. And so we were like, let's do this.
Okay. And how many months from like, let's look at this to like, was it?
It happened pretty fast.
Okay.
I want to say like, it was like 3 or 4 months to when we saw it.
Okay.
And when we
that's really quick.
Yeah.
Do you guys typically make decisions like that quick, like you and Thomas?
Thomas does.
Okay.
I'm the one who's like, wait.
Yeah.
Let me get on my spreadsheet.
Yeah.
This is not going to work.
Yeah. There's been a lot of chatter in the chat about like, oh, this is the sane one in this group. This is, so that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm the analytical one, the one who's like, let me pause, let me think about this. Whereas Thomas would have been like, oh, that looks good. Let's buy that right now.
Yeah. So how much did you have to hold them back on this one, on this purchase of this? You guys bought this building?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's also kind of an investment property too.
Yeah. Okay.
And it just made sense at the time for what we wanted, and it was a very good deal at the time.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, so it just worked for both of us. Like, it made sense, so it wasn't too hard of a decision.
Okay. Cool. Calvin wants to know, Meg, do you have a pair of Alphafly 1 still saved up for that OTQ attempt?
Sure do.
You do?
In the box.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you just kind of like scour like every once in a while to see if you can find them, or
I've given up now.
Okay.
Because I'm like, brands, you got to make me a shoe, okay? I'm ready for a new shoe.
Okay.
I need the best new thing you got.
Yeah.
But I probably have 10 pairs of Alphafly.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
You're like a hoarder. You've
kind of.
You've got like a closet full of them,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
What are they? Just a variety? You don't care what color they are?
Oh, I don't care once I couldn't care. Like, it got to a point where it was like, no, I just need to find an Alphafly. So I have a lot of the bright yellow ones. And then I've written on them so that I know like when to retire them. And so basically they go through 1 to 3 marathons, and then I put them into my rotation for training. But so I still have that one fresh pair that I'm assuming I'll wear for Chicago.
So of 10, there's just 1 left?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So like you're really like
this is it.
You're burning the boats at this point. Like this is the last.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to make me cry a little bit.
It's like Armageddon where they're like, we've got 1 nuke left. We got to get it down the hole. You got 1 chance.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
I have been racing in the On shoe, which I really like.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm saving that for 13 and under. I still don't think that that's my marathon shoe.
That it struck me as a half marathon shoe. Like it's because it's a little bit firmer and a little bit kind of just feels like it likes it a little bit faster than marathon pace for me. So that's why I was like, this is a great half marathon shoe. I think some people could take it for a marathon, but I don't know if I would.
I'm in the same
boat. Yeah. A lot of people are wishing you good luck. Matt just says, good luck, Megan.
Thanks.
And then 3 exclamation points.
Matt, very enthusiastic. Matcha. Oh, matcha?
Yeah. Calvin said it's going to be the end of an era. So I feel like it's one of those things. It's kind of like a Mayan calendar.
Yeah.
There's nothing after 2020 because I guess they would can decide.
Yeah.
Make more calendar when they got there.
Yeah.
So, because I want to say like, well, what are you running next? But like, I guess we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
After Chicago.
Oh, I am running New York City too.
Okay. Yeah.
Hobby jogging, that one.
Yeah, but you're doing that with New Balance.
Yes.
And the
train to NYC.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have a question about that. So, like when you are working with brands as Believe in the Run and like pitching ideas like that, what's like the run up time for something like that? And you're on year 2, so that probably changes the time scale. But like when you're pitching a brand new idea to a brand, like how far out are you like telling them about like, I got this idea?
Well, so like I'm thinking about the hydration tour. I pitched that to ASICS. Oh gosh, probably 6 to 9 months ago.
Okay.
So I always like to give myself more time, like almost like 6 months to a year. And then I can be like, here's the grand idea. And then that gives us a ton of time to be like, how do we actually make this happen? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. 'Cause I'm just thinking like, oh, that's just a lot of emails and like Zoom calls I can imagine, Here's another like mechanics question or like the logistics questions. Yeah. Is Thomas involved in those Zoom calls from the beginning, or you bring him in later on, or how does that work? It depends, but normally he's in from the beginning. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It depends on what? Well, like, so the hydration tour one was specifically Megan and I. Yeah. And so he didn't need to be involved in those. Okay. Yeah, but anything where it's like the whole team or something, he's probably going to be on all of them. Okay. Does that crack you up? Well, you say it like reluctant, like whether I want him to or not. No, he's a phenomenal, like big picture idea guy, and I would not come up with half of the stuff that he does. So he's good at selling an idea. Yes. Also I am not a salesperson at all. Yeah. I'm just like, I have this idea. Yeah. Okay. See what you think. Oh, you hate it? Oh, you hate it? That's fine. Okay. Never mind. I'll go away now. It's fine. Okay. Speaking of the hydration tour, you've done 3 stops now? This is the 3rd. Okay. This is the 3rd stop. And Brian Liang, who's in the chat, I met him at Peachtree.
He's said that he's excited to meet you in Atlanta. You're going to Atlanta soon?
Yeah.
When is that one?
That one's August 10th.
Okay.
I think.
That's amazing that you remember the dates.
I think I got it right.
Okay.
I think I nailed it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. How's the tour been going?
It's been overwhelmingly amazing, to be honest. I wasn't sure what sort of turnout we were going to get. Obviously, we were hoping for the best. But just, it's been incredible. And the people coming out are the nicest, most wonderful humans, as we know runners are, and especially that come to the community runs. So, yeah, it's been great. And ASICS is a phenomenal partner, as you know. So, like, all the logistics have been seamless, and the stores we've been working with are great. So,
yeah, I mean, like, I'm looking at the numbers that you guys are pulling, and I'm just astonished. At the same time, I'm like, well, that makes sense. Because, like, I've seen what you and Meaghan have done, like, in Boston. And like Meaghan can connect with people incredibly well. You can connect with people incredibly well. And it's just really cool to see that you guys are like succeeding like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm very excited. Like every time there's like a big group, I'm like, that's awesome. I'm glad people are like getting it. They're getting into it, you know. So it's really cool to see.
The group photo that just puts the biggest smile on my face.
Yeah.
I'm like, all these people came out to run and learn about hydration. And
Well, and you were telling me today someone flew all the way down from Canada to come see you in Miami.
Yeah.
So that's very cool.
People drove like 3-4 hours just to come for a 3-mile run. Like, it's incredible.
That's awesome. Yeah. Really cool. Lou has a question that I feel like there's like a lot of variants of the same question.
Okay.
It's how did New York City not make the cut for the hydration tour? Or like how did like any city not make the cut? Like how did you guys decide on what it was going to be?
Okay. So obviously we wish we could go to every single city and see all of you. But the whole point of this was to find very warm, like hot, humid cities because we felt like that's where people can benefit the most from education around hydration. And so we pitched ASICS a bunch of cities that we wanted to go to. And then they partnered with stores at the cities that worked. And then we kind of finalized it from there. So we didn't get to go to the West Coast. We didn't get to go to some other places on the East Coast. But this was what we felt was manageable for us. Okay. I think like 8 more stops would probably end our marathoning careers. But yeah, so it was basically just like a mix of what cities ASICS had partnerships in and what cities we thought made sense for the hydration portion of it.
All right, super cool. So it's no like disrespect to any of the cities. No. Like Chicago, for example, was also not on the list.
Yeah. You know. But you guys aren't that hot.
I thought we were until then I ran Peachtree in Atlanta. Yeah. And I've been running here. Which I've run here before. This is my 3rd grit party, so I've run in Baltimore before, but like just this year, the humidity's hitting me.
The dew point was 70 this morning. Like that's rough.
Yeah, it was. I had a hard time. Like we came up a little bit of an incline, and I told you I'm like I think I'm done. And we were like 50 feet away from like where we were ending, and I'm like, go on.
Yeah, this is it.
Just go.
I'm done now.
All right. Here's a question from Taifa and Arlie. Love you guys. Question for the both of you. When was the latest time when you said, wow, after a new shoe? And which one was it?
For me, I think it was the Cloud Boom Echo 3.
Yeah, I think for me, it would have been like the Nimbus 25.
Oh, okay.
Because then I was like, oh, this is not like the other Nimbuses.
Right.
This is very different. And I'm like, I really like this. Because like I didn't feel like ASICS had like a max cushion shoe. I'm like, oh, this is a max cushion shoe. This is really nice.
Yeah. Super soft. That's a good one.
Yeah. And you raced the BAA 10K in the on?
Yes.
And someone else, I think it was Brian Liang, was asking, like, what for you makes a shoe a half marathon shoe versus a marathon shoe, like what we're talking about with the on?
Pretty much if it's not an Alpha Fly 1, I call it a half marathon shoe. It really has to have, like, a high stack, and I don't know how to explain it other than I just feel like the Alpha Fly has this amazing balance of softness but pop with the plate, and it just really works for me and my stride. And I just haven't found that in another shoe. But I do think requirements for the marathon have got to be like a big thick stack and a carbon plate.
What about the Endorphin Elite? Thomas and I were talking about that yesterday.
Okay, so I actually wore it for my workout this week.
Okay.
It's growing on me.
Okay.
I didn't love it at first. I felt like it was too firm, where like you couldn't actually feel the plate as much because the foam was a bit firmer. But I've been enjoying it. Isn't that one of your favorites?
Yeah, I really like that one, but it's weird because I think that one is softer than the Endorphin Pro 3.
I don't think we have the same shoe.
I think
I'm
so.
convinced
Yeah,
that
I know.
they're different.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like, our Endorphin Elites are different, and our Rocket X2s are different because we have
Correct.
like opposite views on both of those. And you and I tend to like line up
Yeah.
pretty squarely in terms of what
Yeah.
we like and dislike. So
But also, I got a pre-production model of the Rocket X2, and you got didn't you get a pre-production model of the Elite?
it came in the crate. For
Oh,
the
yeah,
Endorphin
we didn't
Elite.
get the crate.
You didn't get the crate?
We didn't get the crate.
I thought you did, because didn't you guys do one? Because you guys did the thing with the.
Thomas remixed
Okay.
Running Warehouse did,
okay.
and just put a bunch of smoke in the air.
Yeah, okay. That was one of my favorite reels.
That was pretty good.
The smoky one.
Yeah. Every reel with smoke in it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
Although the one I'm about to post might trump them all. The one that we just did.
Oh yeah. There's no smoke in that one though.
And you don't need it.
Yeah, you guys have to check that out on Instagram now, or as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, I'll post it when we're done.
All right. Corey Allen wants to know: do you have a favorite hydration product or recommendation? What runs, or what do you carry? Okay, what runs or when do you carry hydration? Like, so what kind of run will you bring something?
Yeah, so Scratch is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually one of our partners too with the tour, which is we requested because it's both Meaghan's and my favorite hydration product. So before long runs, I will use their product it was Hyper Hydration. Now it's called High Sodium. And that has a ton of sodium in it, and it's just sort of good to do the night before. And then I will carry Scratch, the regular kind, for any long run over like probably 12, 14 miles, something like that.
And you carry it with the handheld? Is that how you normally do it?
Yeah. And I now, when I race the marathon, I carry a handheld just because I've realized through testing that I'm a very, very salty sweater.
Okay.
And so I have to get that sodium in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will run the marathon with a handheld for the first half and then chuck it and use water after that.
So every marathon costs you like $15.
Like 30. Well, if I
there's the
added up
gels.
everything, the Mortons, Scratch, the bottle,
Okay. Do you know why the hyperhydration or the high sodium one only comes in passion fruit? Like,
I have no idea.
Like, I would, if that were like making a fruit punch, I'd drink that. That's all I would drink.
You like the?
I don't like I don't like the passion fruit. But if you made it in like fruit punch or any other flavor, then
I don't think that's gonna fix it. The high sodium one is like drinking the ocean water. Like, you just need to prepare yourself for that one.
I usually have to slam it.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I just don't. Is anyone from Scratch coming today?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I know there's like Scratch products and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got a question for you.
But I know them very well now, and I can ask why we don't have another flavor of high sodium.
It's been around for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used it. I use it as like a night before the race.
Yes.
Drink.
Yeah.
And then like hopefully I won't wake up in the middle of the night to have to pee. But
that's the high sodium should prevent you from doing that because you're supposed to retain the water.
Yeah.
And the salt.
But I'm also drinking a lot of water.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just a lot. There's just a lot of fluid.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to one other question. Yesterday played overrated, underrated with Thomas.
Yeah.
We'll do that with you today. Name one shoe that's overrated and one shoe that's underrated.
One shoe that's underrated, I think, is the New Balance Propel V4.
Okay.
I really like that shoe.
Yeah.
It is, like $100 or something?
I think
110.
Yeah, I think 100 or 110. One of the two. Yeah.
It comes with a plate now. They softened up the foam. Like, it feels great.
Yeah.
Overrated, I'm struggling with a little bit, other than, and I said I wasn't going to say this, but I think I'm going to anyway. all attempts at women's specific shoes have been giant fails, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, that's not it.
Okay. Do you think that there's like, do you buy into the premise of like a woman's specific shoe, or do you think that like just stop doing it? Doesn't make sense.
I appreciate the attempt at making a shoe specific to women based off of research studies, but I don't think it translates. Like, my foot is not the same as another woman's foot, and my stride is not like, we're just not, you can't blanket say that we all need stability.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I know they're saying the way our hips are designed is that our knees do stuff, so we should all use or incorporate more stability. But I prefer a neutral shoe.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I really struggled to get behind it. Like, I think it's very nice that some of these brands are attempting to make something specific for women. But I'm kind of like, can you just make a really great shoe and give us that? Not like, it doesn't have to be, I don't think it has to be women specific.
Okay.
I don't know.
Are all women specific shoes, at least the ones that you've tested, do they all have stability in them?
In some capacity, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they're like, this is what makes it women's? That, and if you make it pink, you know, like,
yeah,
is that pretty much
Make it pink, add a shank, call it women specific.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, that's so funny. Here's a question I asked Thomas yesterday that I feel like would work well for you specifically, because I get it a lot, and there's a good reason why I can't answer it.
Okay.
Is like, how come I can't review more? No, they don't say how come. They say, why don't you have reviews for like women's apparel? And I'm like, well, I'm one person. I suppose I can wear the shorts, but there's things that I just don't know how to test properly. Sure. That wouldn't work. It would look odd, but I just don't know that I'd be able to give an effective review. Do you guys do that on like the written apparel reviews for women on the website? Yeah, we do have. I don't do a lot of them, to be honest, but we have a whole team of reviewers. Like, we just published a sports bar review yesterday. All right, good. So then I'll just refer everyone to like
send the traffic our way.
Go to believeintherun.com because I don't know how to answer any of these questions. Yeah. Why not any video reviews
of apparel?
Specifically women's apparel.
Well, because that would probably fall on me.
Okay. And you don't want to do those? I don't know. I don't. Is there a big interest for that? That's not something that we've gotten a lot of requests for, I don't think. As like my audience has balanced a little bit more, and it's happening faster on Instagram in terms of the male female kind of like split in the demographics. As more women are coming over, they're like, oh, this guy reviews a lot of stuff, or there's like unboxings of men's clothes. They're like, is there going to be any women's clothes? And I'm going to be like, no. Yeah. And I don't know. So, like, I think that's kind of like people are coming over and are like, hey, I'd like to see some stuff that I might want to buy. Yeah. You know, so which makes sense to me. And so, like, I'm just trying to think about, like, why there aren't more apparel reviews. Yeah, that's a good question. It's just something I've just been, like, kind of exploring the past couple of days. Wait, so are you just doing unboxings, or are you doing, like, full-on, I wore this and this is what I think now? So like on the live streams, like when I don't have a guest, I try to like space out all the packages that come in, so it's one a day. Okay. And so like it makes it nicer and easier. Are you actually opening it for the first time on the live? Yeah, yeah. And so you get my reaction to like colors and you have a lot of patience. So the box shows up at our front door and Thomas is like, yeah. Rips it open. It's hard because sometimes I'm like, I know what's in that box. So then I'll move it to the top of the pile, you know? So, but like I try to do, yeah. So I try to do it like one a day. Cause then like other times I've been like, well, 3 packages came today. Let's do 3. It just becomes like me, like, it's like watching someone open Christmas presents. Like it's not that interesting. Aren't those like viral YouTube videos where the kids are like opening stuff and then? Yeah, for like kids, but I'm like a 44-year-old man. So it's not that. It doesn't hit the same. It's not as entertaining if I'm going through a bunch of stuff. Fair. So that's like, so we've been doing that. And I think that like people are seeing that and are like, well, we need some women to get in here and start doing the same thing. All right, so I'll just fly up to Chicago one time and we'll do an unboxing on the live and I'll show off the women gear I got. Women's gear. Yeah. I think that for the next drop episode, you should unbox a bunch of women's apparel and just make Thomas and Robbie watch. And just be sit there patiently and be what do you think about this? It'd be so good for our audio listeners too. Be phenomenal. I have audio listeners as well. And so that's why I always make sure that I thank them first. Because I'm like, this is a very visual live stream. Yeah. And so like you guys have so much patience. Do you describe it? You're like, the fabric is this and it's blue and it's so that they know what's happening? I try to. I think that I feel like I do probably not a great job sometimes. I bet you do a great job. I'm going to listen to the audio next time. Okay. You know, like sometimes like I will get people that are like, hey, I'm one of the 17 audio listeners because like it's not that many.
It's more than 17. Come on.
Maybe not by a lot though. But there's
18,
like,
19.
There's like a handful, So I'm like, well, God bless you. Because sometimes, and we've talked about it on the live stream before too. Sometimes it's like, I'll be reading through the comments to think about something else. And as I'm reading them and deciding which one to kind of talk about next, it just goes quiet. And so I've been humming lately to kind of fill this space. But then I've also explained to people, like, I'm not really like a guy that hums or like sings,
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's just going to be quiet. Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
The feed didn't go out. It's just quiet sometimes. So the joys of like live kind of like production.
Yeah. That's amazing. I think you should get into humming and singing though. I think that should be
just
added
like a humming live stream.
Yeah. See what happens.
All right. All right. Do you look at any kind, like what kind of like social media content are you looking at? Like in your own time?
In my own time.
Well, I mean, like there's stuff that you're probably looking at to see like what's going on in the space.
Yeah.
What are other people doing? What are brands doing? But like, I'm assuming you like social media as a consumer of social media.
Instagram. Like I hate TikTok. I think that's a dumpster fire over there.
I don't understand it.
I don't. I want it to go away. I'm waiting for it to be banned.
You're the one calling the congressman about it?
I am. I'm that person. I don't go on Facebook ever.
Yeah,
it's pretty much Instagram. I will scroll through Instagram, but I mean that's just to see what my friends are up to.
Okay.
Or
so if we were to open up your like Instagram now, it would be like people like in person. Are you gonna do it?
Let's do it.
Camera two.
Oh shoot! I had this reel going.
Oh.
Hold on, let me save this draft. Let me log into my personal.
Okay.
Here. Oh, Sarah Hall.
Okay. Well, you know Sarah Hall though.
Yeah, we're best friends. We hang out.
You've interviewed her a couple times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's running related stuff.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Which I enjoy too.
Because like someone had mentioned like they like Mrs. Space Cadet's short reviews. Like she always does like are these thigh gobbles or not or gobblers?
Gobblers.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just put out a new one today, but like she does it on TikTok, but also on YouTube. On short Instagram Reels, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it works on Instagram Reels, but it really works over on TikTok. I know.
Yeah.
She's got that nailed down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, but she's funny. Like I'm not funny. I can't do women's gear review about. That would make me very uncomfortable. I'd be really bad at that.
Okay. How do you decide like when are you going to be like because you're not in all the videos. No one's in all the videos, I think.
Correct.
Thomas is pretty close.
He's in the most of them.
Yeah. But like how do you guys decide like who's going to be in the video and who's not?
It's usually who's gotten the most miles in the shoe, or who gets the shoe. So like sometimes I won't get it, or sometimes Robbie won't get it, or sometimes Thomas won't get it, and so that's pretty. I mean, it's that simple. It's if you've run in it and if you have the shoe.
Okay. How does that typically work? Just by like here's the sizes we have and we'll send you what we got?
It's also by preference. So because we have a team of reviewers, Robbie does all of our seating, and so he has like a whole spreadsheet of like these are the shoes that I would review typically. Like so I'm road neutral. Like I'm not going to request a stability shoe. I'm not going to request a trail shoe because I rarely run the trails. Yeah. And so it just comes down to sort of what fits into our category to review.
Okay. How many other reviewers are there?
I'm going to say we have 15 total.
Okay.
That could be very wrong.
Yeah. Who Robbie would know.
Robbie would know.
Yeah, okay. Because I've met Tyler, and I've run with him a couple of times, and I met Ryan. I met him in DC a couple of times. And
Ryan also helps us quite a bit on the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Aldrin, who's here.
He's our stability reviewer.
Yeah. God bless him. Doing the Lord's work. So I'm just like, wait, how many more are there? So I'm trying to figure all that out.
I want to say it's around 15.
Okay. But they don't like Aldrin's not in the videos and like Tyler's not in the videos.
So I mean, so they're all over the country. Yeah. So most of them aren't even local here. I do think we're going to try and get Aldrin to do a video before he leaves. And stability shoes. I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah. Plus, look at his face. It's adorable. Who doesn't want to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
him?
yeah. I like. Yeah, I think we could do more of Aldrin's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone could.
Vanessa says though, please believe in the run. May have more of Jarrett, the wide shoe guy.
Oh, people do love Jarrett. And how can you not love Jarrett?
Yeah. Is he coming today?
He is coming.
Is his wife coming today?
She is.
Okay, cool.
She's very pregnant.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, that's awesome. I was wondering if we were going to see him today, or I was like, wait, how long have they been pregnant for? I felt it feels like it's been a while. I'm like, did they have the baby?
She's due in like 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's like
Coming in
that's
hot.
any moment. That's like bags packed kind of time.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why he can't come to Falmouth. Are you coming to Falmouth?
I don't think so.
What?
Yeah.
No, you have to.
Well, the reason why I'm not sure is I'm going to Worlds. So I haven't told everyone on the live stream yet, but I'm going to Worlds. So
Breaking
big
news,
announcement
people.
today, since we brought it up. So I'll be going to Budapest for the second half of Worlds
Heck
to
yeah.
watch mainly the marathon. So I'll be going out there. And then they were saying that there's remember that was that 5K that we ran?
Yes.
I think there's a 10K this time.
Ooh, I won't be there to run with you.
I know.
It's going to be sad.
I know, it will be sad. And then it's like a 10K, which is going to be like hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
It's
like,
like 2 5Ks.
it's more than twice the pain.
Yeah.
But so I think that's the same time of Worlds.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Or it's really close. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
So
I won't see you guys there.
you won't get to ride in the bus with us on the way home as they part the ways.
I know that. Well, I don't
Drinking
usually get to see that part.
1 million Trulies.
I made it down the line there last time.
Oh,
So that was my goal.
Do you want me to take over? Do you want me to get to the bar and be like, look, Mike is not here this year. I will be drinking all of the Trulies.
I think that would be if someone did it, or maybe you could tag team it because it was a lot.
It might be dangerous for me. Yeah.
And I don't think I would attempt it again personally. But I don't know why I didn't think it would be the case. But so after the race, ASICS rents out this bar for several hours, and there's a guy by one of the big coolers, and he's got he's got them lined up so you know what you want to drink, and it was the same guy as the year before, and as I'm walking up, I'm like, and he's like. So I'm like, how do you recognize me? Because this is like a beach town. He probably sees
because you're the only dude who drank every flavor. Was that his answer?
I don't remember what his answer. He's like, of course I remember you. I've got a mind that remembers faces. So I'm like, I totally remember you. I'm like, I think he did remember it because he's like, are we gonna go? And I was like,
incredible.
Yes, we're doing it. Start at the left. There's Sam Adams on the left, and then 8 flavors of Trulies or something like that.
All right, so I'm going to have to bring a photo of your face so that when I go, I can be like, do you remember this guy?
Yeah.
I'm here to replace him.
Okay. Oh, that's so funny. All right, let's get to some stuff in the chat. Yeah. Calvin Wong says, the stability reviewer getting the Tempest would be like when the Vaporfly first came out, probably a game changer. Did Aldrin review
He
the
did.
Tempest?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think that one got across the board. Even the non-stability people were like, "This is pretty good."
Did you run in it?
I tried it on. I think.
Did you? Okay, I have not run in it. Oh, I did when I did the Kinvara Pro review.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is kind of like a hint of stability in this one, and I was like, it kind of is like a Shift Pro, and people were like, why isn't it a Tempest Pro? I'm like, because I forgot the Tempest exists because I don't pay attention to a lot of stability issues. So they kind of just I hear names and they go, people are like, GT 1000 versus GT 2000. I'm like, I think one's more expensive. Other than that, I can't really tell you too much more about it because I kind of keep an eye on them, but I don't really pay too much attention to
I'm
them.
with you on that.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. Scott Stroll says, what's so great about Truly?
I'm not preferential to Truly.
Yeah.
It's any.
Yeah.
But isn't that what they had? Or was it White Claw?
No, they had Truly. It was not.
Truly.
It was not Claws. It was Truly's.
Okay.
But those are that's the same kind of beverage, right? I actually have no idea.
Hard seltzers.
Okay.
Now every brand has one.
Yeah, Budweiser has them. And
what did I just have that was they make these now? It was I don't know. It's one of the beer brands that. Mm-hmm. I'm not a beer drinker, so I love that seltzer is a thing now because it's there wasn't really a day drink for non-beer drinkers until the seltzers came out.
So what would it be like? I'll have a glass of room temperature red in the summer?
No.
Is that what it was?
See, that's terrible. No, it would be a vodka soda.
Okay.
So basically like a seltzer.
Okay.
but
Okay.
maybe a little bit too aggressive for
I
a
see.
daytime beverage.
Yeah, yeah. You need something to spread it out a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
So that's why the seltzers are perfect.
Okay. All right. Let's get to some more questions from the chat for you. They're gonna kind of be all over the place.
Okay. I'm into it.
Matcha wants to know, and some people have asking like similar questions. Like, you didn't run in college,
Correct.
like not like competitively, not for a team.
Or really,
Did you run at all?
I would do like a mile,
Okay.
like every once in a while.
Okay. So how'd you get into running?
Well, I just started running in college a little bit
Mhm.
because I wasn't playing any sports, and I had played sports all through my life until
Which
that point.
sports? Soccer?
Soccer, lacrosse, field hockey,
Okay.
you name it. I was playing it. But soccer was like predominantly like my favorite sport, I
Okay.
would say.
Mhm.
And then stopped in college, so then just started jogging a little bit, and after that I moved up here, met Thomas,
Mhm.
and he convinced me to sign up for a race, and it
Okay.
kind of just
It went off
snowballed
from there.
Yeah.
And that was a trail race, right?
No, that was the
Oh.
Baltimore 10 miler.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which is a terrible course to run on, but it was my first race and I was so excited, and
Okay.
I ran pretty well, so I was like, this is great.
And you're like, give me more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weirdly.
Nice.
Yeah.
My first marathon was a Baltimore marathon.
Mine too.
I feel like there's a lot of people that Baltimore is their first marathon.
Which is shocking that we're still here, because what a course.
Well, that's what I'm
to
going to say
debut.
is like I took a 6-year hiatus from running.
That checks out.
No running at
Yeah.
all, because I was like, if that's what marathoning is, I'm glad I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell people that I did it, and I have no further goals because I'm good.
I'm out.
that was enough.
Yeah.
Because it's just such. I didn't even look at the elevation profile till the night before, so I had no idea that it was going to be really hilly and
Yep.
challenging.
Yep.
And I'd been running along the lake in Chicago, so like 0 elevation gain. So it was.
Solid.
So yeah.
What did you run? What was your time?
4:40 something.
All right.
Yeah.
It's respectable.
I was trying to run with my dad,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
but he left me. He
Yeah.
dropped me
He-
at like
yeah.
mile 20 or around that. What
Lake
is it? The
Montebello?
lake? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Around there. He's like, I'll see ya.
Yeah.
So.
That's where the race really starts to
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah, yeah. It was hard. It was really hard.
Yeah.
Speaking of marathons, David McQuaid wants to know: is the More V4 a capable marathon shoe if you're running around 9 minutes per mile pace?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
It's not going to help you keep that pace.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to work for that 9-minute mile.
Mhm.
It's a cruiser,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think you could do it.
How do you generally think about like? Because I got a question like this just today when we were eating lunch, of like, like someone was like, it was about a random other shoe. I think it was about like the Rebel review that I did.
Okay.
And they were like, said something, and then like, as a side note, do I need race day shoes if I'm trying to run around 4-hour pace?
Mhm.
And like that was like the real question of the comment, and I'm like, well, like short answer, no. You don't need a carbon plated shoe. Pretty much and you don't need one at any pace.
Right.
And a lot of it comes down to preference. I think sometimes people want to know like, am I wasting my money if I do it?
Right.
But other people are like, well, do I need it to do it? How do you kind of fall on different paces, like using or needing race day shoes?
I'm in the boat of, I don't think the pace matters at all.
Mhm.
Like, I think if you want to run your fastest, I think why not get a carbon plated shoe that
Mhm.
there's science to prove that they can make you run faster.
Yeah.
I know some people are like intimidated by the carbon plated shoes, and I think especially maybe some mid to back of packers like feel like they don't deserve it or shouldn't. But I'm like, you're getting the same benefit that I'm getting, or that
Yeah.
you're getting.
Mhm.
We're all getting the same benefit from the shoe for the most part. So I think it's just a personal preference. If you want to spend the money and you're willing to, do it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one. Shannon wants to know, how much has Meaghan tweaked her nutrition since she started Inside Tracker? And she also says, pew pew. It really says that in the chat.
I love it. So my nutrition didn't change a ton from Inside Tracker. It changed a ton from working with Meaghan Featherston. But in working with Meaghan, I did start doing Inside Tracker. I do it pretty much every 3 to 4 months. And that's to make sure my ferritin levels and nothing else is too crazy, which have the most impact on your performance. And I have to supplement with iron to make sure that my ferritin levels stay high. And if I don't, they tank really fast.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have to be very consistent with supplementing.
All right. I've thought about doing the inside tracker, but I'm like...
Have you gotten any blood work done?
Not other than my regular, yearly physical.
Dude, you got to do it. You could, you don't even know what your ferritin levels are right now?
I do not know what my
What if they're
are.
terrible?
Here's what I'm more scared of. What if everything is optimal right now? And I still feel like this.
No,
you know
there's always something you can improve. There's always something you can improve.
Okay.
And if you know that, and then all of a sudden, that could unlock whole potential.
Yeah, here's the real honest answer of why I don't want to do it. Is because I just don't want to change. So I know that my nutrition is not great, and I could do a lot better. But I'm making it through the week, and I don't have capacity for more.
So you're ignorance is bliss kind of thing.
Yeah, it would just be overwhelming, and I'd feel guilty about it.
I think you're wrong here. I think we need to get you into a lab.
Okay.
Do some testing.
Yeah.
And just see what you got. If you get the results and you're
yeah.
Goodbye, I'm not going to deal with this, then fine. But think about, you could just start supplementing one little thing, and all of a sudden you feel 10 times better.
Yeah. Here's the other thing about it is I have I don't know if it makes sense or not physiologically, but I used to have really bad vertigo.
Okay.
And I thought that, well, maybe something's wrong with my diet or whatever. And so I would take multivitamins and stuff because I'm something's obviously off because it just started kind of happening to me. And then it always got worse when I was regularly taking any sort of supplement or multivitamin.
Huh.
So since then I'll try supplements and stuff. Protein shakes, things like that don't bother me, but a vitamin, if I take it regularly will kind of make me feel oh, I might be getting dizzy again soon. So that's what.
To this day, you still get vertigo?
These days it's very rare.
Okay.
It might happen to me once or twice a year.
Yeah.
But I'm incredibly susceptible to motion sickness. So we did a cruise. Yeah. And I almost threw up on the bus.
Yeah, when we were in Boulder, I felt so bad for you.
Yeah. I was sweating so hard. Because I was just trying to keep it together, and I was just dripping nervous sweat, because my brain was not working.
That
right
is
or
the
something.
worst when you're sweating and you're please don't vomit. I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah. So we were sitting next to Allie Cash. I was sitting next to Allie Cash on the bus ride up, and that bus ride was wild because Tommy's in charge of the stereo. It's cranked. It's 8 a.m.
We were
and
jamming,
and that bus was in party mode.
Yeah.
And next to Allie Cash is some dude that's basically crying and sweating at the same time. When she got back from her run, everyone was kind of standing around, and she came back from her run, grabbed her jacket out of the van, and then ran to get a ride in a different van afterwards. I don't know if you saw that or not.
She's I'm not riding with this guy.
This van is kind of wild and crazy. So
I didn't see that.
I did.
That's incredible.
But yeah. But no, I think what happened was all the pros were going to do something else.
Oh.
I don't know if they had a photo shoot or whatever, but
Yeah.
I like to think of it as she spent 25 minutes with all of us and
Yeah.
was that's enough.
Yeah. I will get out of this crazy
Yeah.
party van that's pumping
Yeah.
music at 8 a.m.
Yeah. All right. Frank has a question about it though. What do you do to get the blood work done though? Do you just go to any old blood lab and say check me out for things, or how does it work?
If you're using Inside Tracker, they use Quest.
Okay.
So you go to any of those Quest whatever they're called, labs, and it takes 5 minutes. It's so easy.
Okay.
If you're doing it through your general doctor, you just want to make sure you're asking for the right panels. So specifically iron and ferritin is a really important one.
What's the difference between iron and ferritin?
This is a question for Megan Featherston, but basically your ferritin levels show how much you're absorbing, maybe?
Okay.
I'd forget.
Okay.
Don't fact check me on that.
All right, but they're both important.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, maybe I'll have to try it. I've been kind of avoiding it.
I know.
For a long time.
I know. We're going to get you in there. You're going to get your lab work done.
So basically this happens every time I'm with you and Megan Featherston. I have to start drinking more water and carb loading more before a race, which ended up being really good and helpful. Now I got to get blood work done and probably start eating different things, and that's probably also going to be helpful too. But
yeah, they're all things that'll make you feel better.
It will. You're right.
And then out on these hot, humid runs, you'll be like, I'm totally fine. I'm hyperhydrated right now. Feel great.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think
I'm not sure that would have helped today.
No, I don't think so.
I think it was just a
so
general
hot.
fatigue and hot and humid and.
Yeah, awesome. Everyone's like, Steve McKellar's like, you know what? You read the results live on the live stream, and so we can kind of do it that way. So, yeah, I suppose. All right, we're getting there. I think
Are we getting kicked out?
Yeah, I think. Everyone can see Thomas back in there because he was there in the wide shot.
Oh, nice.
But we're getting the signal to wrap it up. So I think that is probably a good place to do it. I have some homework now that I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah, sorry. Did you know that was gonna happen?
No,
you're never coming back on the show.
All right, one last question before we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the last one. Kevin wants to know, what's your favorite race singlet and shorts?
Okay. Shorts is easy one for me.
Okay.
It's the Tracksmith Speed Short.
Okay.
I wear that for like literally every race.
Does it hold gels?
Okay, so here's my thing with the holding of the gels. I like to place them all over.
Oh, okay.
There's no specific
yeah,
spot.
yeah.
I have some in my handheld, some in my sports bra, some in my shorts pocket. You can really only fit like one or two in that shorts pocket.
Okay.
And then I don't know if I have a favorite tank top. I really do like the Asics Elite one that we have.
The Ventilate.
Yeah.
It's a really good one.
But I tend to wear a crop when I'm racing.
Okay.
And I like literally every brand I've worn. Like I wore Janji for Boston. I wore Bandit for Houston.
This last Boston, you wore a John Deere top?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was really cool because it had a crop, but it had the pocket built in.
Oh, okay.
So and a built-in like sports bra. So it's like that's all you had to wear.
Okay.
It's nice.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time today. I know like things are super busy, and clearly people can hear it too in the background. Things are getting ready for the party, everyone coming over. So thanks so much for your time. I had a really great time talking to you.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Always make time for you.
All right. Great. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Cool.
All right. Thanks, everybody. There's going to be no live stream tomorrow because probably, I don't know, I'm just travel day.
Are you coming to Oklahoma City with me?
No, I cannot.
Oh, okay.
I cannot.
Bummer.
But I wish I could, but I cannot. But I am traveling back home to Illinois tomorrow, so no live stream tomorrow. But see you guys Monday on the next live stream, same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hopefully see you then. In the meantime, be safe and stay hydrated out there, everybody.
Bye.